Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Transport Fever 2. I hope you're having a good one, because I'm excited to be back. Things are going pretty well at the moment. We're sitting comfortably above $55 million, which, given that it's 1903, is actually a considerable amount of money. I've also been a little bit busy between this episode and the last. Nothing too crazy, but I think I did talk about it very briefly. I've gone ahead and built myself a new truck stop right here so that we don't have vehicles backing up as they try to use the Smith Street truck drop-off thing right here. Essentially, we have two lines that come through here, the meat to train line and the tools to train line. And we have one of them that comes in on the left and one of them that comes in on the right, and I've just used a couple of waypoints here to make sure that they're going the way I want them to go, and because I've done that, we no longer have traffic backing up like crazy in front of the train station. I also went ahead and did some terrain painting. I decided to put some dirt in here just because I could, and I figured it sort of looks interesting, and a whole bunch of trees as well, just to bring everything together, so I'm kind of happy with how Philadelphia is coming along. It's also looking like this thing, has it upgraded? It absolutely has. Not bad. It could upgrade further, though, which I'm very tempted to do. I'm very tempted to try and get this thing to upgrade and just be like fully leveled so we can just push a massive amount of meat through Philadelphia. Although, to be fair, it looks like we already are. We also have ridiculous amounts of food waiting to go down to Amarillo and Lafayette. So I almost wonder if we should get more trains on the line that's handling all of that food. Because as it stands at the moment, we're loading up with 70 food and it's just not enough. I've also been thinking about this train in another way, though, which is to do with this brick thing that's going on down here in Detroit. Although, fortunately, it's looking like the brick thing is resolving itself. Which is interesting that, you know, we're a little short on bricks at the moment. That's got me kind of curious, actually. Is this thing, oh, this does have a bit of a stockpile issue going on. Let's just fix you real quick and make sure we're not having any issues with bricks getting lost there because of lack of storage. Long story short, though, what I'm thinking is that we could use those same trains that bring bricks from Detroit down to Amarillo and Lafayette to then bring them back to Philadelphia when they're coming back on that journey. We have trains currently that are bringing bricks from Detroit to Philadelphia. I believe it's this one right here. I could just use this line for it if I really wanted to. But then the question becomes, if we go and look at the original line, this one right here, I want to see what it's doing. So in Philadelphia, it is picking up tools. So it's taking tools down to Detroit. In Detroit, it is unloading fuel and tools. That's interesting. Do I have this? Hold on a minute. Are you picking up fuel as well? No. Interesting. So where does Detroit not get fuel anymore? It does. Where's Detroit getting its fuel from? Or am I losing it? I think I might be losing it. This one. So it is picking up fuel, I think. You know what? It doesn't matter. The point is, I could use that other train to do the thing that another train is doing. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but I could. I'm also really wanting to just move a bunch more of this food out of here. So I think, honestly, I think I am gonna get another one of those. Wait, what line are you? That's the one that takes the fuel down, right? Yeah, that's the fuel one. What are you? That's another fuel one. Okay, and this one, this guy right here, the one that goes to Amarillo and Lafayette. I want to get another one. I didn't want to manage the line either. I wanted to manage the vehicles on the line, and we're just going to duplicate you, get train 17, and we'll have 3 trains going up and down between those two places. We also have this passenger line, which is moving people pretty well as well. So hopefully it continues to be a success. And actually, while we're looking at it, I just want to check something. Do the passenger cars, they cap out at 68 miles per hour? And this guy is currently doing 56, 57, 58, and then I'll start slowing down. The reason I'm looking at this is because I did, between episodes, unlock the Atlantic, which by the looks of it is just a more powerful version of the 10-wheeler. It does the same speed, it just has more power, but with a bit less tractive effort, which I'll be quite honest with you, not exactly sure what that means. Also has a shorter lifespan, which is interesting. All right, you know what? We're gonna have some fun here. We'll swap the 10-wheelers out for the Atlantic, and we'll get 2 of them in black. So you have the black train car with the white wagons. I think it'll look kind of interesting. So we'll modify that, and yeah, it's not a bad looking train. I don't like the red sort of coppery roof on it, but that's all right. We'll see if that's any better or worse for us. It doesn't really matter too much. It's just a passenger line. It caps out at the same speed as everybody else, so we should be okay. Now, something I would like to do today is continue our train line from Lafayette over to Burbank and Gilbert. And I want to start up some goods production because both Burbank and Gilbert want goods, and we can bring it down here on the trains, which would be fantastic. But also because Warren wants goods as well. So if we can get goods production anywhere, we can pump it all into Philadelphia and then take it from Philadelphia to Warren, Burbank, and Gilbert. But on top of that, we can take them up to Pueblo because we have a station here. We can just use carts to take it over to Pueblo. And if we wanted to, we could continue this train line up the coast towards Madison, which wants goods, Virginia Beach, which wants goods, Glendale, which wants goods as well. And of course, we have, I believe, Charlotte, Sterling Heights as well, both of which want goods. So there's a lot of places that want goods. So if we can figure out that production, it's going to be a lot of money. And we have $68 million, so it's not like we can't really figure this out. Now, looking at it, goods production is a whole thing. It's plastic, it's steel into goods. Now, steel, relatively easy. You know, we got some coal here, we got some iron right here, and I'm sure somewhere relatively close by, we probably have a steel mill. Yeah, we have one down here. So that's not too bad. And then plastic is, oh, hold on a minute. We do have some alternatives. If we did plastic and wood, we would get some goods as well. Plastic and silver and plastic and paper. So we do have some choices. We absolutely do. We actually have 2 of those things right next to each other by Baton Rouge. And Charleston wants goods as well. Everywhere wants goods. It's kind of nuts. I guess let's take a look and see. So if we go to here and we go to suppliers and we want to sort by this, we have a goods factory right here. We have one by Pueblo as well. So right there. Okay. So that's not too bad. That's actually something that I might take use of because it is right next to Fargo and Pueblo, and we can put it on the train lines relatively easily. And then we actually have plastic production right up here at Little Rock, where we can take 2 grain and just turn it into plastic. We also have steel. If we get steel, we can do that right. Ooh, hold on a minute. Now, hold on a minute. So plastic right here. Where can we get steel? We have a steel mill here. We have iron right there. It doesn't look like we have coal nearby, though, which is a little bit unfortunate. We have some coal down here. Is there anything across the river? There is. There's a Madison coal mine, which isn't too bad at all. We could also just use oil. That would also be an option. We have, I guess, some oil wells around Madison. We have Madison Oil Refinery, then Minneapolis Chemical Plant. And that's a 1-to-1. So let's just check something. Crude oil. And then it's 2. Yeah, it's 2 crude oil. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'd rather this, just this very simple step for plastic. So I think we'll do this. We'll go for, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. I'm not even, answers in the comments below. You help me out with Laredo. How do I say that? How do I say that?
Hialeah, Florida.
Hialeah. All right. Okay. Well, I'll assume that's correct. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take grain from Hialeah Farm and we're going to put it into Little Rock Chemical Plant. Every 2 grain will give us 1 plastic, and that's fine. We are then going to take that plastic down to Little Rock Goods Factory and turn it into goods. Obviously, we need some steel in that process. So to get the steel, what I'm thinking we do is we're going to take some iron from Yonkers and we're going to bring it down to Hialeah Steel Mill. We're then going to take some coal from Phoenix, bring it down here. We're going to take that steel and we're going to bring it through Hialeah over to Little Rock Goods Factory. We're going to turn it into goods. Those goods are then going to get brought down. I guess we'll have to have a train line that sort of comes, across perhaps. Maybe this just sort of cuts over there. We're going to essentially bring those goods down into Philadelphia, and they're going to go to Philadelphia despite Philly not needing them, because I want Philadelphia to sort of be a central hub for a lot of things. I think, and I'm correct in saying that we do still have some options for, more train lines down here, more cargo platforms. So all of the goods get, oh my God, there's a lot of food in there. All of those goods get dumped onto a cargo platform. We will have trains come in and take those goods to Warren. We will have them take those goods all the way down to Burbank and to Gilbert, and we will somehow have trains then come back up this line, not crossing over, taking the goods to, well, here for Pueblo, all the way up to Madison, all the way up to Virginia Beach, all the way up to Glendale. And I think that'll be pretty good, right? We can go to Simi Valley as well if we really wanted to. I think that's going to be an interesting little setup. So let's figure out what this is going to look like. So we're going to need, I guess, some lengthy platforms. I don't really think I'm going to need 2 platforms. I'm going to stick with 2 platforms, though, just because I can. And what we'll do is we'll throw this guy, I want to say right about there is pretty good. So we're going to pick up the grain and we're going to drop it off up here. And I'm going to just put this right at the end of the road because I think that's going to look kind of cool. So we'll do this right here. Can I lower that down at all so it's not, carving away the terrain? No, it's going to stay right there. So grain goes to plastic. We pick that up and we bring it down this way. And I think what I'll do for this is I'm just going to put this across the street because we are going to need some trains that come through here at some point. So right about there is going to be fine. So grain to plastic to goods. And that'll be its own little line, which is fantastic. And then for the steel, I'm going to want to get some new roads. But the general idea is that we'll go ahead and say, you know what, let's do 3 platforms on the right for this one, just because I can. So we'll do this. We're going to have coal and iron coming in, steel going out, and that's already connected, so that's okay. As for the iron and the coal, we are just going to need to bring a road sort of down this way, connecting it there, and a road sort of down this way, connecting it there, as well as, I suppose, getting a little truck stop over here as well. This is not going to be all that fast or efficient. I think I'm going to need a ridiculous number of vehicles to actually make this as efficient as I'd like it to be. But as time goes by and we get faster trucks and wagons and all that stuff, I think we'll be okay. Okay, so the roads are in. We have a tunnel that goes through this entire hill, comes out down here and gives us access to the steel mill. And we have just this road that comes straight down here from the coal. So now we just need to get this set up with a bunch of lines, and that's going to be relative. We have $115 million. Good Lord. Okay, so we're going to go from here, and we're going to go to here. And I'm not going to bother naming these just yet because I want to get the basic lines set up first. So that right there is coal and iron to steel. And then line 3 is going to be from there to here, turning it into goods. And apparently there's no, oh wait, no, that actually sort of got a bit weird there. We want to go from here and we want to go straight to there. So that's all nicely connected together. And then what we want to do is another new line that goes from here to there and down to there. And essentially that's everything we need in order to make goods. Actually, thinking about it, no, we shouldn't do this. And the reason we shouldn't do this is because it's 2 grain for every 1 plastic. So the trucks will be half empty going to Madison South. So we're actually going to go this way with it and do things that way. So we want double the rate on the line that takes grain to here, as opposed to the line that takes plastic to Madison South. So those 5 lines should give us some goods production. The thing is, I now need to name them, and then we need to get it, get a train out here and bring it all down to Philadelphia, and then bring it to everywhere else that it needs to go. Hopefully this factory expands. It does have some levels that it can go through, so hopefully it does that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is consider all of these to be Madison lines, because the production is technically... Actually, it's not in Madison at all. The final stop is in Madison. Technically, they should be Little Rock lines, because the production is in Little Rock. Interesting that that's technically Madison South. Okay, well, I'm not gonna bother renaming those. They're just gonna be Madison, because that's probably what the train station's gonna be called. So that's fine. Those are all technically Madison lines. What I'm also gonna do is throw a road depot here in Hialeah, and we'll just throw it right about, I want to say there is probably fine. And I'm not going to bother getting things going just yet, because we need the train line and we need places for the goods to go, which I guess could technically be Warren. So I could set a train. Oh boy, it's going to keep telling me that Warren accepts new things, isn't it? I guess we could get a train that comes down to Philly, and then another train that goes out to Warren. That seems a bit senseless, though. That seems a bit needless. Either way, let's get ourselves a station. This is going to be a terminal station right here, so a terminus. And we'll go for 320 meters long. We want 2 platforms, and we want to swing this thing around so that it hopefully works. I'm not really too sure how this is going to work, but we'll see what happens, I suppose. I could put it right there, and it does actually connect to everything. So you know what? I'm going to do that. And that looks all right. I guess what we want to do in terms of tracks is bring them sort of straight out a little bit. And then we'll sort of curve them this way a little bit. I don't really want it to carve through anything. Can I lower that? Is that going to be an option at all where I can lower this thing and get it to be a tunnel? I absolutely can. I'm not going to. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go down this way and figure out what we're doing here first. So this line comes in. It's on the left side. We're going to have the train sort of go straight through. So we want it to go like this. And I also need to raise this back up because it's trying to turn it into a tunnel. So bring you back to surface level. Now that seems all right. So we'll confirm that. And we'll bring you straight through to the same spot, which fortunately didn't duplicate. And now we just need to connect those two together. And that's kind of going to be the tricky thing. So this needs to go to, let's say, about there. And I need to turn it into a bridge. So we'll sort of go, oh boy, this is going to be a huge bridge, I think, but we'll see how it goes. We'll raise this up like so. That's kind of steep, so we'll go about there. And let's see what this does in terms of a bridge. So that's a nice straight line right there. What if I just did this? What if I just connected them like that? Bridge, pillar, collision. Because it's trying to turn it into a tunnel. That kind of makes sense. I don't really want a tunnel underneath the entire river, so I guess we're not going to be doing that part. Can I just get a nice straight line on this? Is that going to be an option? So if I just try and get it to... So that's a straight line. That's a straight bridge right there. That doesn't seem too bad. If I extend it a little bit further, does that work? sort of does. It looks like it'll let boats underneath as well, which is good. So we'll go ahead and approve that. I have no issue with it. I'm going to need to double it up, but that's okay. And then somehow it needs to go from here to there. And apparently it can do that no problem. So there we go. That's already been doubled up. So we'll turn off parallel tracks. We'll grab you. And we'll just do this. Now, at the moment, that is the main line coming out of Laredo going to this factory. Eventually, we're going to cut this back and cut this main line towards Madison and have this be sort of an additional thing. But for now, this is okay. This is all right. This is what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and set this up properly. The trains come in on the right side, so they're going to need to cut across like this. And then in terms of signals, we want the trains to wait right there. Any trains coming this way, wait right there. And in terms of, I guess, automatic signals, we'll go ahead and do, I guess right about there is probably fine. That keeps us nicely covered. And right about there is fine as well. Although here, we do want to make sure we have the option. Oh, hello. Yeah. So there's some issues with some trains somewhere. And it's going to be these two. Because they're both facing the same direction. That's a bit weird. Okay. That's fine, I suppose. I can fix that. Trains coming on the right. They might want to cross over to the left right there. So that keeps that covered. And signals. No more auto signal. You stop there. You stop there. All right. So what's the issue here? So you have no path to where you're trying to go to next. Where are you trying to go to next? Salinas. So why can't you turn around? Interesting. I'm actually not sure why you can't turn around at all. Do I maybe need a signal here that says that this train has to sort of... I don't actually know what's going on there. Are they both stuck? Or are you just waiting? No. Okay, so you're going now. And then you're going, you know, straight through onto your track. So why can't you go? Now that the other train has sort of passed its signal. That's actually kind of confusing. I'm not sure what your problem is. Can I not just turn you around? Is that not just an option to be like, yeah, go that way? Because it kind of seems like that's all you needed to do. I'm going to be honest. So that's a bit weird. I don't know what was going on with that, but okay. It seems to have been sorted. All right. So now we need to bring goods to Philadelphia. That's going to be relatively easy. I guess now we need to get our stations in Burbank and Gilbert. So where exactly do you want things? You want goods in and around there. So if we gave you a cargo station, it would probably have to sort of be on that road right there. Unless I put it out of town a little bit and then have wagons bring the goods into Burbank, which might have to be the deal given that Burbank's right on the coast there. That might be the way we want to do things. In fact, I think that is the way I'm going to try and do things. You know, it's interesting. I always end up with plans and they always seem to change. I had planned on being a little twisty and turny with all of the train tracks here to avoid mountains and whatnot. But then I realized I was sitting on near, you know, $140 million. So I just had the line go straight through hills and do all this kind of stuff. And I'm just going in and essentially just making it all look a little nicer, doing some terrain smoothing here to make this look a little less rough. So, you know, it's kind of nice in the countryside. We have another tunnel here. It curves around nicely towards Gilbert, which I'm going to be annoyed if I'm mispronouncing that. I'm going to be honest. If it turns out it's like Gilbert or something like that, like Stephen Colbert, right? Gilbert. I give up. I give up with these pronunciations. My accent was not designed to pronounce anything, really. As for the connection between Burbank and Lafayette, we have a bridge that just crosses that massive body of water. It costs about $7 million, but everything is nicely connected around here, which is good. This is all connected up as well. So long story short, we are pretty much good to go on this. And I'm realizing that in a way, it's kind of silly to do this whole system where trains go from here to Philadelphia and back. But I'm going to do it anyway, because that's the idea I have in my head, right? Right now, I could just have this train go from here all the way down to Burbank. But the idea is that eventually we're going to have goods going from Philadelphia to a bunch of places. So this one train is going to be supplying all of that. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. So we'll go from here in Madison, and we're going to go to Philadelphia for now. It's going to be a different platform eventually, but that's okay. And it's going to be train cargo. It is Madison, I guess, and it's going to be goods to Philly is how we're going to look at it, just so it's all kind of nicely, connected to Madison. And I guess the way we are going to do this is, oh man, I don't know how I'm going to do this. It's going to be kind of messy. I need this train to move so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a bit of a mess. I'll be quite honest with you. Let's see. So no parallel tracks. I need you to essentially go there, right? So that's our little crossover point there, and that should keep us relatively neat. I don't know that it will, but that's kind of what we're doing. And then I need you to go to there somehow. So something like this, right? So that's a real ugly connection, but if I can make it work, I'll be happy. Can I get this to work at all? Is it going to do anything for me? It doesn't look like it. Can't have it cross over there. Can't really have it cross over there. Yeah, I think it is going to have to be the uglier looking connection that we had there. So from here, and I need it to basically go in here. So that. Oh, that is awful. That is just awful. But whatever, it's fine. The train comes in on the right. It needs to cross over to this side. It's just hideous. Sure. We'll have a signal here, and I'm going to have to get rid of some signals here as well. You need to go away, and you need to go away. We then need a signal here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use... Oh, I need that to not be a signal. Well, that might have to be a signal. Actually, you know what? No, you can go away as well. I don't want any trains stopping in this whole intersection. So I think what that means is my trains are going to have to stop back here to get into that whole intersection, which is then going to mess with traffic. So I'm actually going to move that signal up a little bit to like there. Well, I mean, it's not going to, it would mess with traffic here, but it might, if the trains are long enough, it'll interfere with that intersection for trains there. So we'll kind of let them move up a little bit. I guess we'll get rid of you. And we'll see how that goes, I suppose. We'll get rid of that signal as well, because it's not really needed. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. This is absolutely hideous, but it's going to have to do the job. So the Madison line we need to manage, and I need to move the Philadelphia platform to platform 2, I think. Yeah. So it comes in, it goes to platform 2, and it goes back out. And I guess the trains that are going to, continue the whole way down, I guess they go to whatever the platform is there. Or maybe they also go to platform 2, which means they need to be able to get to the left side. Oh my God, this is so much. And to get to the left side, they come in on the right. They need to be able to go there. Oh my God. Okay. So now the trains can do that. They can stop before the intersection. That should be all right. Now we just need a line that goes the other way. So, new line from Philadelphia on platform 2. And it needs to go the entire way down through all of this. It's going to Burbank, and then it's going to Gilbert. And it's doing what I want it to do. Okay. So in Philadelphia, it's loading up on... Where are goods? Goods are right there. And then it's going to be unloading everything down this way. Oh man, that is a lot. That is so much, but it's fine. Train cargo. it's Philly, and it's goods to Burbank and Gilbert. So there we go. That's how we're gonna do it. And hopefully that works. Hopefully that does what I want it to do. This probably shouldn't be a yellow line, but it's gonna be. That comes all the way down here. The trains are on the right side of the track the entire time. The train comes in. I'm gonna change it to green for a second so I can see where it's going. And yeah, it's doing what I wanted it to do. So we'll keep that line yellow and we'll see what happens. It's probably gonna be a disaster, is what it's gonna be. But we'll figure it out. And it's gonna be exciting. So now I need vehicles. That's where we're at now. We need to go to Hialeah, and I'm just going to start with a handful of trucks, essentially, is what we're going to do. So we'll go and get, I want to say 15 of these guys. So we'll buy 15, we'll paint them that color, and I want to grab 3 of them, and those are going to go onto the coal to steel line. 3 of them are going to go on the grained plastic line. 3 of them can go on the iron to steel line. 3 of them can then go on the plastic to goods, and the remaining 3 can go on steel to goods. Now, obviously, those rates are going to be all over the place. It's not going to work at all. But I want them to, I want the lines to sort of just settle in a little bit and figure out kind of what they need to do. I'm also realizing if I was to do this, it is going to bulldoze some buildings, but it's going to speed up a little bit of the process there. So we're going to do that. And, well, we'll not connect that together. That's fine. So we have those lines working. We have coal production. We have iron production. We have grain production. So in theory, pretty soon, we're going to have everything we need. We just need trains now. But I might wait on the trains just since we need to figure all of this out. And I guess that's what we're going to do. I guess that's where we're at. So let's have a look at line statistics here, or rather maybe line manager. No, we'll look at line statistics and keep that pinned. Sort by name, if at all possible. And here we are. So essentially we need 2 iron for every 1 steel. So let's start there, right? Let's start right about there. Iron and steel. So if we look at this line and manage the vehicles, the current frequency is 10 minutes. The rate is 7. Let's aim for 100 on that. So wait a minute. Whoa. Little Rock Goods Factory is about to be abandoned. Are you kidding me? No way. No way. It's just done that to me. No. No way! You've got to be kidding!